how did you decide as this high W-2 earner, like, let me start this investing career?
Well, actually, it was actually because we're a little bit, older and stuff. We're a little closer to our retirement age. So basically, when we got to the point, like maybe 4 years ago, when we decided, we were so busy, raising our kids and stuff like that. And then they said, no more, all the sports events, all that stuff. My boys were playing competitive basketball. And then suddenly we found ourselves a year when they're like almost finished out of school and stuff. We decided we don't have nothing to do in the weekend. We just we would go out and stuff, but suddenly we just look at each other like, we have so much time. And we were suddenly, I was thinking, we love to go out, we love going on our dates. He is definitely someone I love hanging out with. And then we'd gone to Airbnbs in a lot of places, or bed and breakfast place. And I'm thinking, something just popped in my head. It's like, why don't one day I just want to own one of these, right? I had no clue what that meant. I didn't know what the background that meant. And suddenly we just saw this one guru in YouTube, and we started looking at it. And I'm just like, I can do that. All these like romanticized ideas.
I literally remember seeing a video. I think y'all were painting. Were you painting?
Yes.
One of your first Airbnbs,
Right.
and y'all were doing it yourself.
Yeah, we did. And then so we decided, let's go in, and we bought our first property. I mean, the good thing about having the W-2 is that, when we came in, we weren't part of any mastermind program. It's just me and my husband. And basically we decided, we have the money, let's go buy into this property. The funny story is when we bid on this one property, we were like, it's like, there's no way we're going to get it. We bought it during the high market. It's like, we're not going to get it. We just bid on this property. And then we got a call that night with our realtor, and he said, guess what? Welcome to your second home. We're like, we both said, don't call him back. Don't call him back. He said, don't call him back. Because literally we're just, in my head, I'm going, who wants to have a second mortgage? I mean, in my family, heritage-wise, my parents immigrated here from Philippines and stuff. Culturally, when I grew up, it was just like, get a good, get your college degree, get a good job, and then hopefully get married, have kids, and buy your first home. That was it. There was no talk of like, oh, by the way, you can have an investment property down the line. There was no one in my family that did real estate. So for me, jumping into that, we thought we were really crazy. We were like cold sweating, signing those contracts. We were just like, we don't know what we're doing.
Well, and part of the reality of it that people don't talk about, when you are in your 20s, if you fail, who cares?
Yes.
That you have nothing to lose. You have plenty of time to rebuild and gain that back. And as you get older, your strategies start to change.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do well and something goes wrong, the risk is higher.
It is. Yeah, the property was definitely, scary for us, but we jumped in head first, and then we signed up on this mastermind program to just talk about. It helped us launch the first property, but we did everything ourselves, and we were just working like almost like 100 to almost 150 hours a week doing a W-2 job, checking in, and because the house was close enough to drive 10, 15 minutes away, and we were there for like 4 or 5 months. We were there building it up.
Your first property, did you get, I guess if you're 15 minutes away, you couldn't get a vacation loan?
No, yeah, it was just basically our property. So we took a HELOC out of our property, so that's a good way, because I mean, we didn't want to use our savings, and a HELOC.
So you had some equity in your house?
Yeah, we had so much equity. We bought our house in like 20 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So when I found out how much equity, and people saying it's cheap, it was like, I think it was 3%. I'm just like, it was free money basically at that time.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't going to use my cash. So I said, yeah, let's do that. And then we walked into there buying that property, but we launched it ourselves. And then we were so scared. We didn't know anything, but the mastermind program helped a lot with that too. But yeah, once we did it the first time, we were like, wow, it was just
You're like addicted.
It was addicted.
And you've gotten really great at running numbers and evaluating different markets.
Yeah.
How did you get that skill? Because I feel like that's one of the scariest parts for people. They're like, how do I know what it's worth and if people are going to come?
Well, the funny story is that after we launched our first property, when it was start already operating, I felt that excitement kind of dwindled down a little bit, and I'm like, what's next, right? What's next? Nothing in my brain ever thought, should I buy another property? That wasn't even in my horizon, of course. And then, of course, Instagram started getting bigger at that time, and then I see your face all the time. It's like, who's this Heather girl? I'm like, well, she's always on my feed. So, and she's always telling, and then you were interviewing with so many other people about, how to finance your next deal, you can scale up. I was like, scaling up, is that even a possibility for me and my husband? And then that's when, at that point, I think I was in the beginning of your membership, when I just kind of was like, I need someone to tell me what to do. And I gravitated to the female connection part of it, and I just jumped in. And then I think through some of your training program, when you said, hey, you can buy a second property, whatever. I'm like, really? I'm like, I think that's where it kind of triggered me a little bit. It's like,
when you met lots of other ladies doing that.
Yes.
And it makes you more comfortable and it feels real, because there's not this YouTube guru telling you there's all these normal ladies that are just like you.
Because
And
when
they're
I
doing
went to Key West, the first retreat I went for you, and I was just surrounded with all these women, and to me, you were like a celebrity. I'm like, oh my God, I see you on Instagram all the time. And then all these other women, you know, when I met them, there's like, oh, I have like 6 properties. Meeting like Kobe, be like, oh, I have like whatever X number of properties. I'm just like, huh? How? And then start ticking my head. I'm like, it's possible. And these women are like me, mom and dad, you know, mom that has kids and stuff. You can do it. So that's when it started to pieces in my head going, girl, you can do this.